Hello, this is my chance to introduce you to the next issue of the Mover magazine, which this time is our February issue. Now, if you happen to watch these videos regularly, you'll notice that I don't actually have a copy of the magazine here, and that's because I'm recording this video a little bit early because I'm going on a thing that I believe is called a holiday. Now, it's not something that I'm very familiar with. And anybody that publishes a magazine will know that that is a very rare thing. But I'm actually going on one, and so the magazine hasn't been printed yet, but it will be soon. But at least we know what's going to be in it, and there's going to be lots of interesting stuff. I'm including a new news story, but you will know that I've been doing some stories about, for example, young people in the industry that are sort of up and coming. People that have mainly been recommended to me in some way by some members of the industry. Well, I'm doing one this month on Adam Palmer, who's many of you will know Ian Palmer from White's. Well, Adam is his son, and he works for White's and is an assistant manager with the company. And I thought he might have some interesting things to say, and indeed he did. And so that's going to be in the magazine. In fact, he's actually our front cover picture next month. He doesn't know that yet, and he probably won't know it until he sees it, so it'll be a bit of a shock for him. But thanks, Adam, anyway, for joining in with that, and I hope you'll like the story. Lots of other stuff, of course, in this month. What else have we got? There's an organisation that some of you might know of called CLARS. It's a very convoluted acronym, but is really an organisation that provides information on low emission zones and restricted areas in cities around the world. And we occasionally put information in there about which particular city has got a new restriction of some kind. And it's usually quite a small piece, but this time I thought I'd do something a bit different. And I've included it with a story from the World Bank about why low emission zones are becoming ever more important, and of course they're spreading all over the world. There's very few countries in the world now that don't have some kind of restriction to heavy vehicles going into cities, and I thought it would be useful to know a bit more about why that's the case, because I know it's annoying when you're trying to run a business and you're restricted in some way, and just knowing a bit more about the whys and wherefores of it I thought would be useful. So that's in there. We've also got a story here from Mover One that I've called Covering Canada, because indeed they do cover Canada, and the company's got quite a sort of complex history, and I was looking at it and didn't really get it to start with. I didn't quite understand, and I thought perhaps that you might not as well, so I've decided to run this little story in there just to explain where the company came from and what its aims are. What else have we got in here? Oh yeah, we've done some stories from the Movers and Storers show that was on last year, and I did a sort of an overview, but then I picked out some stories that I thought were of particular interest just to expand on. And this one is all about handling social media complaints. You know, when somebody says something rude about you on Facebook or on Twitter or something, that it's happened to all of us at some stage or other. Well, how do you respond? What do? Do you just ignore it and hope it will go away? Or do you do something about it? And if you do something about it, what do you do that isn't going to make it even worse? And I thought that was a really useful story, so I'll urge you to read that one, have a look at it. We've got another international story in here as well, if I can find it, called Moving in the Baltic, and this is about FF International Movers, and I thought that they're in Riga in Latvia, and again, a slightly different take on the international moving world that I thought we would find interesting. We try to do as much international as we can each month, and that's just one of them. What else have we got? Oh yeah, this is actually another story from the Movers and Storers show, originally a presentation made there. It's called Brexit, Where Do We Go From Here? And it's about the likely changes that there will be in the UK after Brexit as far as the movie industry is concerned. It's based on a presentation by James Backhouse from Backhouse James. And the real thing that comes through with this is, despite perhaps what the people that voted for Brexit expected, actually the changes are going to be fairly small, certainly in the short term, because most of the rules and regulations that we abide by, the UK invented, and so actually nothing much is going to change. But interesting story, and I urge you to read that one. That's it. There's all kinds of stuff in the magazine. I'm sure you'll enjoy reading it, and I'll see you again when I get back from this holiday thing, which, as I say, is a concept I'm not very familiar with. See you later.